What's going on to all of my Taurus out there? So let's get into it. How y'all doing, by the way, for today? I hope y'all like my videos because I got a lot of content coming up immediately right after this. Okay, meaning tomorrow. So for you, Taurus, you have the Lovers, Ten of Pentacles, the Moon, the Hierophant, which is Taurus, the Temperance, the World. Then you have the Emperor, the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Strength. So what I'm seeing here for a lot of you, Taurus, right? Now, the Hierophant does represent Taurus. So, okay, let's get into this. So you have the Lovers, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Moon. Interesting. So the Lovers, Ten of Pentacles, and the Moon, wanting to be in a relationship, right? Like I keep starting out, right? Just, the desire is there, wanting to be in a relationship, but haven't found that one just yet. The Ten of Pentacles and the Moon, looking for something in particular, right? A lot of you Taurus, all of you Taurus should be looking for love if you're dating. 100% of you, right? And in the future, I may make videos, I may make a video in the future talking about why so many people want to keep playing these games and acting like they don't understand what they should be looking for. That's time being wasted because you want to continue to play like you don't understand what it is. So the Ten of Pentacles and the Moon represents, as a result, you need to understand that you're not in these people's lives for a reason. You haven't found that person yet for a reason. And the reason why, two things. Number one, still got a lot of work to do. Number two, other people still have a lot of work to do, right? Because a lot of times people don't take into consideration, about other people. Because a lot of times people have this mentality of, well, it's just about me, right? And well, I always used to hear this a million times, countless times. The reason why it is that nobody is checking for you is because, they would try to allude to it. The reason why it is that nobody is checking for you is because it may be you, or whatever the case may be. Maybe you're doing something wrong. Yeah, I'm not a player. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it doesn't matter how good you are, you're still going to have people who try to play games with you. Like, oh my gosh, like people's mentality to these sayings, you know, if you ask me, everyone should stop with these philosophical sayings. They need to, because the worst people in the world qualified to actually talk about these philosophical sayings, they don't even know what exactly it is that they're talking about, are often the people that delude themselves into thinking that they're qualified to say these philosophical sayings. You are what it is that you attract. Do you even know what it is that type of stuff means? It means that when you get yourself into a relationship and you ignore the obvious problems that the person has that they do not address within themselves, and you get into a space in a relationship where the relationship is trash, that means that you have partial responsibility for it, because you were too tolerant of this person and you did not want them, you did not demand them to shape up and become better people overall. Otherwise, you would leave them. That's what you are, what you attract means. People thinking, oh, well, if you were really that good of a person and well rounded, then no parasitic people would be attracted to you in the first place. When by definition, that is the worst thing in the world, Taurus. And you know why it is that I say that most people who talk that nonsense are not qualified to give it to you? You know the reason why? Two reasons. Number one, number one, how is that possible when, statistically speaking, right? I don't have an exact number, but the majority of the people who date are playing games. So you at the very point in your life, statistically, without exception, if you're dating, regardless of whatever you're into, you must run into somebody who is playing games. So knock that off. And number two, the better the person you are, is the more you're going to have. Hold on. The better the person you are, is the more you're going to have parasites attracted to you. You know why? Because parasites, by definition, are looking for a free meal. They're looking for a free ride. So, by definition, because they're looking for the easiest ride, right? Because they don't produce a lot or a lot of value. Guess what they do? They have to look for the biggest fish in the pond. So the better you become, by definition, the more leeches and parasites are going to be attracted to you, by definition. So I don't know why people talk this nonsense about you are what it is that you attract. I don't. Then you have the Hierophant and the Temperance. The Hierophant and the Temperance represents. So this is about how a lot of you Taurus now need to listen to your gut, and you need to listen to your common sense. You'll know when someone is correct for you and when someone is not. Stop trying to make things work that are not meant to work. And what I mean by that is, if 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 it's too difficult to hang out with the person, get to know the person is trying to fight you and all this other type of stuff, they're struggling with you to not allow you to be in their life, don't even waste your time. Don't even get yourselves caught up with it. Just don't waste your time. It's a waste of your time. It is. It's a waste of your time, because the reason why I'm saying that it's a waste of your time is because you're going to be doing everything you can to make sure that you and this person try to see each other, and they're not putting in any kind of effort whatsoever. There's a whole lot of people in parasitic relationships where, because one person has swag, regardless of who it is, the other person does all of the work, and the person that has swag just stands there and look handsome, or they look pretty. That's whack. Because I don't know what type of relationship people call themselves getting into, but that's whack. That is not something that you want to get yourselves caught up in. That is whack. You understand what I'm saying? Why is it dysfunctional? It's dysfunctional because what are you getting out of it? You're just getting some intimacy. You're just getting some sort of every now and again attraction. If you're finding value within this reading, then it means it's time for you to come get a personal reading from me. There's a link in the comment section called a link tree. Click on it. It'll redirect you to a website in which it has also all my social media outlets in which you can support me and find me there, from my Instagram page, my books that I have that are on Amazon. For private tarot readings, you can click private tarot readings. It'll take you directly to my website. On it, it has my services, the time, the amount of money that you'll have to spend. It has my Cash App cash tag in which you can pay me. And if you click the Buy Now button, it'll take you directly to a PayPal, which you fill out your information, just in case if you don't want to pay me through um, PayPal. You can always use my Cash App. I have Apple Pay as well. Um, or you can always contact me at my email, Kareemspiritworks@yahoo.com. So moving forward, you have the World and the Emperor, right? The World and the Emperor represents, as a result of this, the world, right? The world is about, so this is about how you Taurus need to understand that you have options, right? A lot of times what people think, right? And the Emperor, you have options. So treat yourself like you do. Because a lot of times people, the way that people stress relationships, right? Right, Taurus, the way that you can tend to stress relationships is not very healthy for you. And the reason why I'm saying that in the first place is because the way that a lot of you Taurus tend to stress relationships, it's almost as if you don't have any choices, right? And the truth is, you always have a choice. A lot of times people want to play this game. See, that's another Game two, see, where if you single, you're garbage. If you single, you whack. That's one of the furthest things from the truth. You know why? Because as I said before, and these are the questions that I'm going to need some people to answer for me. Why is it, and not without trolling, right? Because that's not an answer. But why is it, if you're so whack, why is it, right, that you can't seem to get yourself into a relationship when clearly the people around you are parasitic? Like it's by design that the vast majority of the people that you meet are parasitic. Why? Because that's mostly what's out. How many people are really ready to be in a relationship where they're not interested in taking dysfunction? They know what they bring to the table and they're willing to share it. Because a lot of times, too, one of the games that people play, or what they delude themselves with, is Taurus, is that, oh, I bring something to the table, but you need to bring me something, and I'm not going to share what I have. Or they may not even have a whole lot to the table, right? They may not have anything to offer, right? But they're like, oh, but they're not even sincere about the fact that, look, I don't think I have anything to really offer you. So if you're picking me up, I'm just and you're helping me out, right? And you're looking out for me. I'm just letting you know that directly, I don't have the money for this. I don't have the resources for this. So I'm just letting you know that you're gonna have to do the work. No, it's not even a sense of gratitude. It's not even a sense of gratefulness. People are coming with the mentality of, yeah, I make money and I have a job and I have a degree and I do this and I have this particular skill, or I could do this, but I'm not going to share anything, and you need to take care of me, regardless of whatever side we're talking about, right? Because I know how some people going to think, oh, Kareem's talking about, I'm talking about regardless of whatever side, because I've seen that type of mentality on both sides from observing it. You understand? So the world and the emperor represents, you need to remember that you have options. And what I mean by that is, you would rather be by yourself than be with someone who's going to take from you. Too many times people put too much pressure on being in a relationship, and if you're not in a relationship, then you low class and you trash. And like I said before, that's the furthest thing from the truth, because the environment can be sick. The environment, like again, it's also about the quality of the people that you interact with. So if you, just as I said at the very beginning of this video, so if you stepping your game up and you're becoming overall a healthy person, going to the gym, you're dealing with your emotional baggage, right? You're getting your finances together, you're getting these things together, right? Your leisure, your health, all this type of stuff. Your relationship is with your family is becoming better, or I should say it's good, but it's becoming even better or whatever. And you don't have a relationship, a lot of times it's because people are not ready to be in a relationship. Because do you know how many times I've wanted to be in a relationship with a lot of these people who I was, briefly going out with or whatever? It didn't evolve into anything, steady, but briefly going out with, that I wanted to get to know them, and they showed me some dysfunction, dumping me because they got a job working at McDonald's. Like, you gotta understand, like, not wanting to hang out with me, even though I will call this person every single day, trying to hang out with them. Then come to find out that they hanging out with somebody else. Then when I confront them on it, then they throw me away. Fine, whatever. I don't really care. You go ahead, bye. Then stalk me afterwards when I move on. It's like they're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not ready for this. They're all over the place with theirs. Are they coming or going? So you need to understand that whether you're single, whether you're with somebody, whether you're doing your own thing, just because you're by yourself does not always mean that you are lame, right? The Nine of Pentacles represents, what you should be worried about is, you should be worried about your health, your spiritual basis, who you are internally, your physical health, your family health, all of that type of stuff. The four swords and the strength. Oh yeah, I told y'all that I was gonna bring up the 10 principles. I'm gonna tell you what. In the next batch of videos, I'm gonna start talking about it, or I'm gonna be prepared to talk about it when it comes up, and I'm sure it is. But the four swords and the strength represents, as a result of this, you need to understand that the four swords and the strength card is, don't let anybody try to come to you and and pump your head full up with this nonsense, talking to you about this gobbledygook. That's exactly what it is. It's gobbledygook. It's trash. The idea of them trying to convince you that you trash and that you don't deserve love, and look at you. Why is it that you think that you have all this value? Listen, yo, just because this person thinks of you as, or people from the past may have thought about you as that, does not mean that they had to be with all of that. It does not mean that they had to be cruel with it. Because like I said before, there's an art to getting approached. There's an art to doing the approaching, right? You get to know someone. For instance, and this is going to be a long video, but just roll with me on this. I can know if someone is in the game in the first couple of seconds of meeting them initially, right? Normally. Why? Right? When I used to go up to them, right? Go up to them, ask them what's going on. They'd be like, "Oh, I got somebody already. I got this. I got that." Because a person who potentially really does have that and they're secure, they don't even have to say, well, they have this in particular. They'll just say, "Oh no, no, thank you. I appreciate it though." Continue to move on. They don't have to specify, "Oh, I already have dot dot." You know what I'm saying? So as a result of that, not only that too, but what a lot of people do is they curve a lot of people to make themselves seem like they have all this higher value. I keep telling you, I know all the games, but they think, but see, so many people run the same game in a dating pool. They think that they're doing something different. They all think, these people all think that they're so, they all think that they are doing something different. They all think that they're so, you know, different from other people, and they have the special sauce. And it's like, that's how you know someone is essentially in the game, because they want you to come over to them and talk to them, while at the same time they're letting you get all that stuff out just so that they can tell you no anyway, so you can go after them harder, because everything is, oh, I'm higher value. You're low class trash if you in the game, is what you are. Because a lot of people like to play this imaginary game where they act like they got somebody instead of just being real and just admitting, yeah, I ain't got anybody and I'm looking. And I may make a video about that in the future. If you got to act like you got somebody, you whack. You don't get points for that, because I would rather legitimately have somebody for real, than sit up here fronting, lying, because people don't like liars. Sit up here fronting and lying like I got somebody. Oh, yeah, I got somebody. Meanwhile, I don't have anybody in my life on that level. But sit up here fronting like I got somebody. Oh, who you hanging out with? Oh, I got such. Meanwhile, I don't have anybody. So let's clarify some cards. I'm gonna have to do but this may be in the future, or I may put it into one of these tarot reading videos. But you'll have to keep looking at the tarot reading videos in order to get to know, right? Because I may put it in a tarot reading video like this, right, for y'all, in a reading for y'all. But too many people are caught up in the game, yo, trying to act like they got somebody, and it's like, come on, yo. Anyone who's experienced knows you ain't got anybody. More than likely, you don't have anybody. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, just to give you an idea. 95% of the people who say that they have somebody, they really don't have anybody. They lying. They lying. Because 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 If you, like I said before, there's an art to getting turned down. Because if you really have somebody, just as I said before, let's clarify the temperance. If you really have somebody, like I said before, you ain't even got to tell the person who's flirting with you that you got somebody. You can just tell them, "Nah, I'm good. No, thank you. I appreciate it though." See, that's what a secure individual. That's what a secure individual who's really in a relationship, right, or may not even want you would say. It's a person who's in the game. Oh, I got. You lying. So to clarify the temperance, we have the King of Pentacles, the Temperance. So we got to draw three more cards. The Knight of Wands, the Empress, and the King of Wands. So these four cards, to clarify the Temperance, represents, yeah, like you're already supposed to know how people playing their games. Being over here and getting the knowledge from me, you're supposed to know. I studied all of this stuff. I studied game. I studied being a pickup artist. I studied all of that stuff before, right? And most people who talk like they got somebody, most of the times they're lying. And even if they do have somebody, why would they tell you that they have somebody? It means that they want you to chase after them. Because I told y'all, there's an art to turning someone down. There's an art to being approached. There's an art to saying yes. There's an art to approaching. There's an art to turning someone down. If you gotta do all that stuff, oh I gotta, it means that you lying. Because my own sister told me herself, and she's with somebody. She's legitimately with somebody. My own sister, when she gets approached, my own sister does not turn people down like that when they approach. My sister's like, no, no, thank you. I appreciate it. That's it. That's freaking it. My sister ain't sitting up there. Oh, I got. Why do they need to know all of that? So you lying, trying to flex and front like you got some sort of value. So let's clarify the Emperor, the Knight of Swords, the Hermit, Three of Cups, and the Page of Cups, which represents what? This represents how people are still going to come at you like this. You see, this is the thing. A lot of people think just because they get the knowledge, like you, any of the zodiac signs, just because you got the knowledge does not mean that everybody is going to stop approaching you like this. Remember, the vast majority of people that's out playing games. So what you need to do is see through past that and understand they're essentially wasting your time. What you Taurus should be doing is satisfying yourselves and gratifying yourselves to that long-term goal, that long-term prosperity. Don't even worry about what these goofies got going on. You just make sure you pay attention to the people who are real in your life, the people who are real that you're going to meet in the future, and treat those real people right. That's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to make my YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers by the end of June. As of right now, we have 4,890. Smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos.